Hi guys, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Taylor here. So today's review video, we're going to be reviewing the Nikon Coolpix B500. So now I got this camera because I wanted something that was like a DSLR without necessarily paying DSLR prices, because those cameras can be upwards of $6, $7, $8, and far more dollars to get a really good one. But I wanted something that could be kind of compact while being able to take great shots and have like a really good zoom for traveling and videography and things like that. And so I ended up settling on this one, and I used it when I went to Thailand, and I used it going to some other places too. So let's kind of get into it and see what I thought about it, see how the pictures and video came out, and let's see how well this baby travels. All right, so let's get packing. So the first thing that I kind of want to mention on this is that there are a lot of options and functionality that comes with this camera. So this camera, it has, if you open up the side right here, it has an AV out, audio video out, HDMI, and then it's got like the charging little port right there for the DC in. So it has that, but it also has Bluetooth. So you can send pictures to yourself, like to your phone, to your tablet, to your computer, whatever. And it also has Wi-Fi, so that way you can send it via Wi-Fi to like a computer, things like that as well, if your computer doesn't have Bluetooth. And it has NFC touch, which is actually pretty cool, where you can touch the camera to like an Android phone that supports NFC, and then it can transfer the images that way. Now, I didn't experience transferring the images that way through NFC, because I don't have an Android, but I did transfer it to my phone and my iPad and my computer using the Wi-Fi. This was relatively easy, simple setup if you go into the SnapBridge app and you connect your phone to it, and I actually was able to choose between like sending it to my iPad and my iPhone. Now, it is kind of slow. It is sending really good images. I didn't necessarily notice any distortion in terms of sending it that way versus just taking out the SD card and uploading it to the computer that way. However, that is a decent amount faster than it was sending like 100 or several hundred pictures or a really long video or several videos through Wi-Fi. That was always a bit longer, but it is slightly more convenient to do it that way if you are traveling, if you're in the middle of somewhere and you don't necessarily want to bring your computer with you, but you have your phone with you, obviously, or maybe you brought your iPad or something, or your tablet or whatever. Then that is like a convenient way to send stuff, so that way the memory on the camera doesn't get full. It's sort of like a safety feature where you can prevent you from necessarily having to purchase a really high-end SD card or a really expensive one if you want to sort of save money and make use of the resources you already have, such as like a phone that you're going to be taking with you anyways that might have more memory than, let's say, the SD card that you get. So now, in terms of actual taking pictures, the SD card that I got is a 32 gig SD card, which I will talk about later in the video. It took really good pictures. It's a 60 megapixel camera. The zoom on it worked really well. You could get it to focus. Now, there were some times where the focus was a bit like off, or it took several times of me sort of like zooming in, zooming out, kind of to get it to focus. So that can be kind of annoying, but if you're trying to get a really good shot and get the perfect shot of whatever it is that you're trying to take a picture of, then you're probably going to, do that. The video on it was pretty good. It has an internal microphone, so that's always nice. Now, it's not like the best. Obviously, it's not going to be the same as actually having like a physical microphone. And this, since it's not like an actual DSLR, it doesn't support like you connecting a mic to it. It doesn't have a mic input, so you'll always have to use the microphone that's in it. It was decent for what it was, and for the price of the camera, I think that it was pretty good as well.
Get some of the mountains in the background too, honey.
No, I'm not gonna go like that.
The flash worked really well in terms of taking pictures and everything. I can go into like an actual SnapBridge app demo in like a later video or anything if you guys want, but it did have a pretty cool option in the app where it could connect to the phone through Wi-Fi, and then you could actually use the app to sort of act like a selfie mode where you could actually use it to take a picture. So if you wanted to set the camera off somewhere and you put your phone kind of in like your back pocket or whatever, real sneaky, and then kind of stick your hand back there, or even like set a timer. It has like an option for like I think a second, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever, to set a timer, and then you can do that with your phone when you're already standing in position wherever you're going to be or with other people, and then use that to sort of take a picture. So I thought that was pretty neat. Now, you can't do that to necessarily record videos, so that was kind of inconvenient. Like if you wanted to like set your camera somewhere and then start recording that way, you couldn't do that. It was just only for taking like a picture, taking several pictures or whatever, but still, nonetheless, it was pretty cool. And then you can also see yourself in the phone, since the camera doesn't have like a screen to rotate or anything. So that was also pretty helpful as well. Now, one of the things that people are going to be very interested in is this tilted screen. So this isn't as cool as it looks. The only way that I found this to be really useful is if you're holding the camera at an awkward angle and then you're having to take a picture. So like if you're holding the camera way above your head, you might like tilt it down sort of like this, so that way you can see what you're looking at better. Like if you hold it way up here, or if you're holding it like way down here, then you might like pull this out so that way like you can see the angle of it while like not making yourself uncomfortable. Like if you had to lean down to take a picture versus actually like leaning down to do this to try to get like a perfect image straight ahead of something that's on the ground or low, you can like flip this up right here and then see right here while kind of being comfortably able to keep standing, seated, whatever it is you're doing this way. So it was cool for that. However, other than that, I didn't really find much use for it. I didn't find too many times where I was taking these awkward, uncomfortable shots to where I really needed to like pull out the viewfinder. It was more of something that I had to actively think about to do and be like, oh, well, I guess I could use that here. But I mean, not often do I take pictures like this or all the way down on the ground like this. So I didn't necessarily need to use it, but it depends on what you're using it for. It might come in handy if you plan on going to a lot of places and taking a lot of pictures that you're going to be in uncomfortable positions, and maybe flipping this would help. Now, for the price of the camera and everything, it's still a pretty neat sort of feature, and the screen actually does look really good, so I like the thought of it all together. Now, one of the things that I didn't necessarily care for on the camera is the batteries. This one takes 4 AA batteries rather than using the standard battery that a lot of cameras use, so that was kind of inconvenient in terms of like you have to bring extra batteries with you, and you have to carry like 4, 8, 12 of these things. So depending on how long you're going to be out, where you're going to be, that kind of sucks. And then it also kind of sucks to have to do this. Yeah, having to do that is kind of annoying, especially when you're out somewhere. You have to get batteries, then you have to take all the batteries out. If you're in the middle of the forest or on a beach or whatever, it's very inconvenient to have to do that. But it depends on, I guess, on you, where you're going to be traveling and everything. But in terms of basing it off of a regular camera with the one battery, that is a lot easier to just take out, put another one in, bam, you're done, versus having to take out 4 separate AA batteries and dump them out and then put in 4 new AA batteries, you know, have your bag and look around for it and everything. So that's kind of annoying. Now, one of the other things that I did notice about this camera is that the camera drains battery very quickly, even if it's off. Basically, it almost like never turns off, I guess, from what it seems, and like it's constantly draining battery. So what I ended up doing is taking out 1 battery. If I didn't plan on necessarily using it right away, or whenever I got done taking a picture or whatever, I would take out 1, put it in my pocket or put it in my camera bag, so that way like I knew that it wasn't like fully draining the battery. But that's kind of an inconvenience. I'm not sure why it doesn't necessarily turn off. In terms of like how long the camera will last, it lasted me for a good few hours, but I also regularly turn off my camera. I would put the lens cap back on after taking a picture. So it kind of depends on how long you're going to be using the camera each interval. So if you know that you're going to go into like a forest and you want to take a couple of pictures of it, take a few pictures, pop out a battery, put the lens cap back on, then, you know, take the lens cap back off, pop in the battery. It's kind of inconvenient, but after doing it for a little while, it kind of becomes like a routine, I guess. So it really depends on how often you're going to be using it. It also does have a few different options of modes. It's got like a scene mode, a portrait mode, nightscape mode, and everything. It actually has like a creative mode where it'll take like the same picture, and then when you take it, and then it'll create 4 different copies of it with 4 different filters. So yeah, I think the creative mode is pretty cool in terms of taking pictures. It does hold a decent amount of pictures, I would say. Depending on the size of the SD card that I have is a 32 gig, so it holds up to like 2,000 pictures, I think, and something like 40 minutes of HD video. The only other issue that I really had with it is that sometimes, especially if I was using the flash, it would not take the picture right away. Like, I don't know, it didn't necessarily always look like it was stabilizing, at least on the viewfinder, but if I went to take a picture, sometimes, like what happened in the unboxing video, it would just kind of the little orange light would kind of flash, and it would like not want to take the picture. So I would have to continuously press it like several times in order to get it to do that. I'm not sure why that was happening or what that was caused by, but I did notice that happening quite a bit. It was a bit annoying, but all in all, I would say that this camera's under $300. It's on Amazon right now for like $260. I'll link it below if you just want like just the camera by itself. There are a couple different options of like a tripod option and cleaners and all this other stuff, so you might consider one of those too, especially if they're only like $300 on Amazon, so for $50 more. So I would definitely consider that. Some of the things that you definitely are going to need with this camera though, first and foremost with any camera is you're going to need a camera bag. I got this one on Amazon. It's a Case Logic case. It was $17 on Amazon, so I'll go ahead and link that below as well. This one fit this camera perfectly. It's sort of like a hybrid camera case, which was really good, really what I wanted, to make sure that nothing was like really pushing up against this, since you can't take the lens off or anything. This is a part of the camera. So I wanted to make sure that it was big enough and roomy enough to have this while having multiple sections for everything that I need to carry with this. So if we open it, it's actually like really roomy. The first thing I kind of want to point out to you is that it has these 2 little awesome sections right there. So this is where the camera goes. It just sits in here like so, sit like that. And then it has like this other little front pocket or whatever, which I use to actually put the battery chargers in there. So this is something that you're going to definitely want to get, and it's going to be definitely worth the money in terms of how many batteries you're going to have to use for this. Because basically this is an NIMH battery charger for AA and AAA batteries, right? So if you get the rechargeable AA batteries, I have some Energizer batteries right in here for, they're like the 2300 mAh. That's basically how strong they are, how long it'll last. This is a lifesaver. This is actually like will charge your batteries in like an hour, so it's very helpful. You just plug it into the wall. It has like a plug right there, and you plug it. It has a plug in the back of it, and you plug it into the wall with the batteries in there, and in an hour, bam, they're all charged. It has like a light on the top, so it'll actually let you know when it's done. This set of it is with these 4 batteries is $34.99. I would highly recommend getting this and getting rechargeable batteries, because it is going to save you a ton more money versus going out and buying a 4-pack of AA batteries every time you're going to need more batteries. So I would highly recommend getting this, and then if you just like, get this bag, keep it in here, bam, done. And then you can also buy, like, if you need like a couple of different batteries or batteries for it, then you could get these. They're Energizer batteries, and I highly suggest using something like Energizer, Duracell, whatever, in terms of batteries, especially rechargeable ones. A lot of the off-band batteries I think might die and whatnot, and in terms of if you want to be risking like battery exploding or whatever in your camera, I would definitely like go with like a definite known brand versus trying to get some of like the more off-brand ones. I know that it's a bit more expensive, but it'll be worth it in terms of your camera safety, in terms of longevity, in terms of using it in general. So you can actually get the 2300 ones, which the ones that I have, they last for a good 3 to 4 hours typically, with taking pictures, taking videos and things like that. That like if I'm using the camera on and off, turning it on and off and everything, that's about the amount of time that I got with it with the 2300. Those batteries are $20, so I'll link those below. And I also got 2000 mAh option. Those are about $10, and they'll last you for about a good couple of hours as well. So it really depends on how many you want to buy, how many you want to carry around, how long you'll think you'll be using the camera, and everything else like that. But definitely get a battery charger, period. Even if not just, I mean, you can charge any AA or AAA batteries in this. So, I mean, for other stuff as well, buy some rechargeable batteries for your remote, for whatever else it is that you have batteries in, and bam, like, you can charge all those in there as well. So then next, other than that, we have this little pocket, zipper pocket right here. Next is the DigiPower SD card reader that I have. I'll link some of these down below, different ones, different options that you can get off Amazon. I prefer this type of one just because it's just a single USB that you plug in. A lot of them, they have like a little tiny cord that goes with it, and then it kind of plugs in, so there's like kind of two parts to it, like there's this cable, and then there's the actual multi-card reader. I prefer something like this, so that way I don't have to worry about keeping track of the cable or breaking or anything. It's very simple. Put in the SD card or the micro SD card into it, plug it into your computer, done. So I like this, so I'll link a couple of these down below, just because I don't think this one is one you can get off Amazon, but they range in price. There's some as cheap as like probably $7-8, and then some higher end $20 plus ones or whatever. It just kind of depends on how many slots you need and how quickly you want it to read, write, and everything to copy. And then I also have my SD card. For this, I didn't use too expensive of one. This is a 32 gig Ultra Plus SanDisk one. So it's got like 80 megabytes per second that it'll write. So it's a pretty good SD card. I'll link it below. It's only like $13 from Amazon. So that's really good. This will hold up to like 2,000 images, like 40 minutes of video or something like that, collectively. So if you want to take more pictures, less video, more video, less pictures, whatever it is you want to do. So that's for $13 off Amazon. That's can't beat that in terms, especially in terms of if you're wanting to go somewhere. The average person is not going to take more than 2,000 pictures on any vacation anywhere. So unless you're there forever and you just live there or whatever. So yes, I think that's plenty enough for the average person. And then it also has two little pockets right here. In one pocket, I have extra AA batteries, because as I said, you're gonna need either plenty to swap out with and things like that. And then there's another pocket right here. I don't have anything in that pocket. There's nothing else that I need to carry. And then it's got like a pretty little convenient strap, or it has like this back end thing right here where you can put it like on like a backpack or whatever, like slide it into a strap somewhere right there and then carry it another way as well. So I liked it. It's pretty easy, pretty convenient to carry around with me. And it made taking the camera in and out, or taking batteries out and everything, because I was doing that a bit, fairly simple. So I like that, and it's got plenty of extra pockets, so when I wanted to put like my phone in there and everything, it fit really well. I'll definitely link that below. Be sure to click on it and get all these products with it. There are some Amazon sellers that are selling like similar products like this that are all together in one price, so I'll link a couple of those down below as well if you want to get like the whole collection and rather than having to buy everything separately, so you can get it all together. I mean, that's the way I would probably do it too, so you know, do whichever way is easier. Either way, I definitely suggest getting this if you want a great sort of hybrid DSLR camera that's under $300. This is like a really good option to do. It does travel well. It is pretty lightweight and everything. Yes, there are a few annoyances and inconveniences with it, but all in all, I would say between the various features that you have and the SnapBridge app, it's pretty intuitive in terms of using it, and it's pretty easy to get great footage with using this. I did get some amazing, phenomenal footage from just using this camera while I was traveling, so it's definitely worth it. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video and want to see more review videos by me, be sure to click the link here. I include all types of products, not necessarily just tech, but a lot of it's going to be tech, because that's really important for traveling, especially for me, especially trying to record and play games and anything else that I do when I'm traveling. So a lot of my stuff is going to be tech oriented, but be sure to click the playlist here for more review videos. And if you like this video and you want to see more from me, from Flight for One, then click the subscribe button either here or down below. And up here should be a link for unboxing videos if you want to watch me unbox this camera and other products that I use while I'm traveling. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys around the world. Bye.